Good morning, everyone. It's Mr. Martin here. Today is Friday, the 15th of May, 2020. We're going to go ahead and close out the rest of this passage. My apologies for not posting one on Wednesday. The time got away from me, so we're going to do the last four questions today. And then this will be the last passage of the year because I will not be submitting any new content for next week. You'll just be turning in any old work you had done for grammar next week, and then I'll be available if you have questions and your teachers as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So if we remember, the title is Did You Hear the One About the Frog? And our central idea, because this is a story, right? We have a different of a central idea. It's kind of like a summary of the story. We put, Steffi wrote a funny story about a frog trying to get a loan, at the bank. All right. We know that we are doing editing because we have edits right here, which means cups. All right. So let's go ahead and look at question number 9. What change, if any, should be made in sentence number 10? So what change, if any, should be made in sentence number 10? Let's go back and read sentence 10. Going through cups, capitalization, usage, punctuation, spelling, seeing if we see any major issues. Collateral is something valuable you can keep if you cannot pay back the loan. Collateral is something valuable you can keep, something valuable we keep if you cannot pay back the loan. Now, capitalization, beginning a sentence capitalized. Usage, this is something valuable. Our verbs agree with the nouns. Punctuation, there's a period there, except for right here, this person's talking, right? The bank teller is talking. Well, we need something, oh, excuse me. Excuse me this morning. Well, we need some sort of collateral. Collateral is something valuable we can keep. She's still talking here. So she's still talking here. Where is her ending quotation mark? Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Think about, where does that quotation mark need to go? Where does her ending quotation mark need to go? If you said right here, because she's done talking here, good job. In sentence 11, the frog is talking. So she's done talking here. So we may have to add that ending quotation mark. Let's go ahead and see if that's one of the options. Change valuable to valuable. So why don't we capitalize something in the middle of the sentence? That doesn't make sense unless it's a proper noun. Change keep to kept. That's not how you spell keep. Oh, add quotation mark after load. Some kind of allergy that swept this morning, guys, and I think I made some dust brush up. Okay. C, add quotation mark after loan. Obviously, that's the answer because we have a question mark next to it and we already talked about it. All right. What is your IKB? I'm going to go grab some tissue for my nose, but I want you to put, what is your IKB? What is your IKB for that one? I'll be right back. All right, what did you put for your IKB? So I'm gonna put, I know because you need a quotation mark before and after someone speaks. Okay, before and after. There was one before, but there wasn't the after. Good job. Let's keep going. And I'm probably gonna keep sneezing. Sorry. It's morning time, and my allergies seem to be acting up a little bit today. What change, if any, should be made in sentence number 15? Ooh. What change, if any, should be made in sentence number 15? Let's go back to sentence number 15. She bringed it to the office of her boss, Miss Pound. She bringed it to the office of her boss. So this story happened in the past tense. Showed, okay, seemed, right? She said, all these are past tense. So she bringed it to the office. So capitalization, she, beginning of sentence, Miss Pound name, okay. Usage. What is the past tense of the word bring? Is it bringed or is there another version of it? What do you think the past tense of the word bring is? If you said brought, you are correct. She brought it to the office of her boss, Miss Powell. Let's go back and look and see if we can change that usage issue there. Change bring to brought. We just said that. Change office of her boss to office of her boss. This is not a proper noun. This is just a literal place, like house, like, right? We don't need to capitalize that. Add quotation mark after pound. No one's talking. Make no change. It doesn't make sense. So the only one is F. What is your IKB? Your I know because. I'm only going to give you about 20 seconds this time. All right, I know because the past tense of bring is brought. Just make it past tense, okay? What change, if any, should be made to sentence 19? What change, if any, should be made to sentence 19? Go back and read sentence 19. I don't hardly know what it is, okay? Let's go back to 18 and read both together. He handed me this for collateral, she said, showing Miss Pound the object. I don't hardly know what this is. Capitalization, okay? Usage looks good, punctuation. Who's talking though? Do we know who's talking there? Does it say who's talking there? Let's see if there's something we can do to clean that up. Okay. Change don't hardly know to don't know. Change it to itself. Change period to a question mark, make no change. So let's go from the bottom up this time. Change is to a question mark after. I don't hardly know what it is. That's not a question, it's a statement, so that doesn't make sense. Change it to itself. I don't hardly know what itself is. Itself, the collateral, that doesn't make sense because the collateral is not human. I don't hardly know or I don't know. So this is one where they want us to make it from like kind of a colloquial or like a slang phrase to a more proper English. So don't hardly know versus don't know. I think that one could be a contender, right? Which would mean the correct answer is A. What's your proof for that? What's your proof for that? How do you know that's correct? So since this was a little trickier, we'll do it together. So I know because the hardly is not needed in that sentence. It's extra, not needed. 12. What change, if any, should be made in sentence number 20? Let's go back to sentence number 20. Miss Pound looked at the object and smiled wise at Patty. She smiled wise at Patty. Capitalization. Miss Pound, great. Looked, past tense is fine, at the object and smiled, also past tense, wise as Patty. Okay? So she's smiling at Patty. But how did she smize? I'm sorry, she smize. How did she smile? She smiled wise, or did she smile wise? What's that adverb? When you're describing how a verb is done, you add what ending to it? Wisely. Right? So when you're adding a adverb, you're describing how an action happened, you have to put that ly, wisely, quickly, slowly, right? Mr. Martin talks quickly, not I talk quick, you talk quickly. She smiled wisely, okay? Let's go ahead and see if that's one of the issues. Delete the period after miss. Well, that's the title. We always have a period with the title, so that doesn't make sense. Add a comma after object. Let me go back and look again. Looked at the object, comma, and smiled. Well, if it said, and she smiled wisely, then that would make sense. But because we don't have the subject there, we don't need that comma. It's not a new clause. It's not a dependent, or sorry, independent clause. It's the dependent clause. Change wise to wisely. We already talked about that. Make no change. So the correct one is H. What's your I know because for that one, guys? What's your I know because? Why is it wisely and not wise? Okay, so I know because wisely describes how she smiled. Okay? Wise is a noun. He is wise. He is smart, right? But it's saying how they smiled. They smiled wisely, right? We can't say they smiled wise. That doesn't make sense. They smiled wisely. We need that adverb there. All right, that's about all for today and for this week's grammar. Hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed my grammar for the past couple of weeks. It was a pleasure of mine to work with you and get you a little bit more ready for next year. And make sure you do the Google form on the drive or take a picture of your work in here, send it to your teachers and get credit. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. One more week to go, and then it is officially summer break. Woo! Have a good weekend, guys. Bye-bye.